Putin flies to Budapest with an entire army. Trump had a falling out with Zelensky. The bridge from Chukotka to Alaska has been in development for 6 months. Patriarch Kirill disgraced the priests. Putin called for prayers against Tomahawks. Soldiers beat children at school under the guise of a medical course. Fear for one's genitals, a humble thief, and more. Hello everyone, this is Karina Klishin, and this is the program In Trend. I've collected a lot of interesting news for you, and believe me, there will be something to discuss with you today. So, let's start. Trump recently said that he had a very productive conversation with Putin and has already announced a meeting in Budapest. Moreover, US and Russian officials will meet ahead of the negotiations as early as next week. In about 3 weeks, the leaders of the countries will meet. The US's sudden turn towards the Kremlin has puzzled Europe, and the subject of dialogue is even more vague than before Anchorage. Meanwhile, the Hungarian foreign minister stated that his country would ensure Putin's unimpeded entry and exit for talks with Trump. And he promised not to arrest Putin at Gaga's request. The Kremlin, however, admits that they are still unclear about Putin's possible route. But, as Peskov emphasizes, plans are already being made. Experts say Putin's plane will likely be escorted by both Russian and Turkish fighter jets to provide protection from drones and missiles. What is it? Scary? Why Budapest is a mystery. A journalist from the publication HuffPost asked the White House press secretary who chose Budapest for the meeting. To which the press secretary replied, "Your mom." A minute later, the US president's aide repeated the same phrase to make sure it was heard. Communication in the White House is certainly excellent. How do you think this meeting will go? Is there a chance that they can come to an agreement? And another topic that is on everyone's lips is the bridge between Russia and the USA. For those who don't know, Kirill Dmitriev decided to roll out a brilliant idea. In fact, to build a railway bridge that would connect Chukotka with Alaska. He wrote about this in X, addressing Elon Musk. Just some $65 billion, and the bridge will be built. It is unclear why America and Alaska residents need this mask. Trump, by the way, told Zelensky about this idea during yesterday's meeting.
The proposed Putin-Trump tunnel project would connect Russia with the state of Alaska.
I just heard about this. Tunnel from Russia to Alaska. I just heard about this. This is interesting. I didn't hear that. We just made a good road in Alaska. This will lead us to many minerals, and we will have a part of it, a good part of the owner, because we made it possible. But it happened yesterday. Tunnel from Russia to Alaska. This is interesting. What do you think about this, Mr. President? Do you have any ideas? What do you think of this idea?
I'm not happy with this.
I really don't think he'll like it at all. I don't think he'll like it.
Trump himself laughed more at the idea. I remembered how the senator had a similar ambitious idea to build an underground passage connecting Hawaii with the mainland. But then it turned out that this could not be done, and he laughed at this again. But they're not laughing in the Kremlin. As Dmitriev later stated, work on the tunnel project, dreamed of by the presidential administration, has already begun. Just 6 months ago. They are already developing an idea to show Trump. And they justify this by the fact that the railway bridge between Russia and China has already been financed. Ambitious, but is it worth it? Well, let's see how the meeting between Trump and Zelensky went yesterday. Donald Trump has put forward a similar demand to the Ukrainian side to stop where it currently is. This time he greeted Vladimir Zelensky with praise for his stylish suit. Wonderful. During a significant press conference preceding the main closed-door talks between the United States and Ukrainian leaders, President Trump generously heaped numerous compliments on President Zelensky.
It is an honor to meet a very strong leader who has been through a lot. A person with whom I get along very well. Yesterday there was a big call with Putin. We will talk about this later.
Naturally, the discussion announced on the eve of the meeting between Trump and Putin in Budapest was not complete. According to the US president, the meeting will most likely take place in a bilateral format. The presence of Volodymyr Zelensky is unlikely.
Most likely this will be a bilateral meeting with Putin. But we will stay in touch with President Zelensky. There's a lot of bad blood between the two presidents. They both don't like each other, and we want everyone to be comfortable.
Also, during the open part of the meeting, the issue of transferring American Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine was raised. Trump essentially offered Zelensky Ukrainian drones in exchange for American Tomahawks. Trump liked the idea. He noted that Ukraine has some of the best drones in the world. But he hasn't decided about the Tomahawks yet. We'll think and talk about this with Zelensky in the future. Tomahawks, according to the head of the White House, are a serious escalation. It's better to end this war without Tomahawks, and I think we're close to that, the US president said. In turn, Volodymyr Zelensky stated that the main difference between this visit and the previous two is Trump's awareness of the real state of affairs, both on the front lines in Ukraine and within the Russian Federation.
We had important dialogues with the president. I think we've started to understand each other. I know that the president is very well informed about the situation on the battlefield. He knows a lot, and that helps a lot, but the war still continues. I hope this can be resolved.
After the press conference, the closed part of the negotiations began. According to media reports, the meeting lasted longer than planned. Journalists claim that the Ukrainian delegation brought a map to the negotiations with the Americans, which indicates the sore points of the Russian Federation, military factories, enterprises, airfields, and energy infrastructure on which Putin's ability to continue the war most depends. Following closed negotiations with Volodymyr Zelensky, Donald Trump wrote the following.
The meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was very interesting and sincere. But I told him, as I did President Putin, that it was time to stop the killing and make an agreement. Enough blood has been spilled. The boundaries of property are determined by war and courage. They must stop where they are. Let both proclaim victory, let history decide.
Zelensky himself assures that he is ready to talk with Putin and wants to end this war. But I am sure that Putin does not want this. And he spoke about their mutual hatred for each other.
President Trump is no secret. I think he said that Putin hates me, but I think it's weird if they're trying to kill us all. Therefore, I will have a different attitude towards this person. I have the same attitude towards this person.
And it's hard not to understand him. Putin has killed thousands of people and is trying to destroy everything Ukraine continues to fight for. I know that many people watch us from outside Ukraine, and I wonder, from what country are you watching this video? Do you support Russians or are you one of the normal ones? Let us know in the comments. We'd be interested to hear your views and opinions on the show. Tomahawks don't exist yet, but Russia is already fighting them. And how, as Russian media write, the church even introduced special prayers for the protection of Russia from Tomahawks. And this is Putin's personal order.
We actually asked for such prayers to be led. Tomahawks can bring a lot of trouble to Russia, even make the SVO end badly. I hope that during their conversation, Trump convinced Vladimir that it was not worth giving Tomahawks to Kyiv. But we'd better pray some more to make sure this doesn't happen.
Well, this is just brilliant. Moreover, solemn prayers will be reverently read by carefully selected and devout clergy 7 times throughout each and every day. And here's some more news from the bottom for you. Patriarch Kirill called on the priests of the Russian Orthodox Church not to be beggars.
Priests working in social media must be distinguished from psychologists, so-called personality coaches, personal growth coaches, and finally, beggars of all kinds. The audience listening to the priest's words is, forgive the expression, not a market where one can sell oneself more profitably. In this regard, I am surprised and disappointed by the attempts of some priests to retrain as psychologist coaches and then sell your services without a twinge of conscience. But a cassock is not special clothing that can be taken off if necessary.
But there is a nuance. The priests don't care about the Patriarch's words. Metropolitan Vicenti stated that Russians should not bargain, but give money to the church so that God will love them.
But unfortunately, many people have already completely lost sight of the true significance of this incredibly important and fundamental activity that every single person should diligently do. They think that, why should I give it? These are priests. They will all go into their own pockets, buy houses. Mercedes have them. Then they come to church and say, this is very expensive, but why is it so expensive? This one is coming. Like trading at the bazaar. They bargain with us about what is expensive here, or maybe they can make it cheaper, not realizing that they have come to church and that they are no longer living a secular life there, but rather a divine life.
they enter into communication in connection with God. This is God's restoration. God said it, and we must do it.
I wonder if God accepts cards. Friends, what do you think about this? Be sure to write comments. You know I read them all, and don't forget about you. And I show the best comments in my issue. And today I give the medal for the best comments to these people. And don't forget to support us with a like and a subscription so we can continue to show you all the most interesting things. And now a story about courage from frontline Kostiantynivka. There, a local resident, risking his life and using no tools, managed to repair a Ukrainian ground robotic complex whose track had fallen off. The man was just passing by on his bicycle, but stopped to help the Ukrainian military deliver the robot to the point.
And just as a significant part of this unfolding event, a Stillville Meskanets, a notable individual, arrived quite unexpectedly on a bicycle. Indeed, B.
To be Ukrainian is to be able to fix a burst caterpillar track on an NRK at any moment. Bravo! And it's even braver to be Ukrainian when Russian soldiers are pointing their barrels at you. In occupied Luhansk, a very brave woman was found who wasn't afraid of the occupiers and told them where to go.
Once again, Putin is a dickhead. And you'll go to jail along with him. That's it. Wait. I wanted to shit on your graves. I wanted to shit on your graves. Excellent. That's it. Excellent. And I'll say it again. I'm sending you to hell after what you said. That's it. So you're not sending us, you're sending Putin. And you, along with him. Now that's a criminal offense. Oh, God! These dickheads of yours! You're the dickheads. What the fuck are you doing here on Russian land? You are here. I've been in Luhansk for a very long time. So you bitch don't know whose land this is? This is Russian land. Luhansk has always been Russia. Ukraine! It has always been Ukraine! Your Ukraine is on the other side of the Dnipro.
So gather your shit quickly and get over there right now.
Go to hell with a Russian warship.
Bitch, you came here. Oh, that's good. And now you're really fucked. No, you're the one who's going to be fucked. You've had your say. Go on, bye. We're doing our job. Go for a walk.
As the Russians used to say, they're waiting for us with flowers and hugs. In Ukraine, you're only awaited as Cargo 200. And this woman is braver than Putin's entire Second Army. Bravo! Meanwhile, in the Belgorod region, soldiers decided to hold a first aid course for children at school. Parents were shocked and have already complained about the cruel treatment of children during the classes. The military also decided to arrange a young fighters course for the children. They beat teenagers and showed photos of corpses.
The neck, the back, the groin, and the hips areas. This is very serious protection. Right now, your strongest guys will feel it for themselves. That is, the person, well, look, he doesn't care.
According to the parents, the teenagers were forced to tighten tourniquets on their arms, which caused some of their limbs to turn blue. They shouted at the children, "Your Cargo 200," and showed them photos of their own Cargo 200s. Several children fainted and many suffered severe psychological trauma. An investigation was launched after the complaints.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine Today. Join us now.
First, they send everyone to a war that they themselves started, and then they either beat children or shoot in the streets. In Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, a soldier shouting, "I don't give a fuck, I'm from the SMO," opened fire on a family with a 3-year-old child. A car stopped to let a bus pass, but this enraged a soldier. He cut the car off, attacked the father of the family with his fists, and opened fire.
Don't, Dima. He's from the SMO. He doesn't give a damn. Understand? Well, I do give a damn. I have a child sitting here. So what, a child? So what? A child from the SMO? At least break them up. from the SMO. You should have thought. Thought about what? You should have thought. You should have thought. You changed lanes. The man SMO. So what? You changed lanes. So what? Are you crazy or what? That's right, because you should have thought. People from the SMO. Or what? Are you crazy or what? That's right, because you should have thought. People from the army, from the SMO, they need psychological help. Understand? I understand, but you should seek. We've been seeking it for a long time. He came here. Well, I understand, but so what? And what is he doing?
So what?
So what? So what? Yeah, right.
But you have to be human. You have to be
human too. Get out of here quickly. Run!
A new reality for Russians from Putin. The victims called the police, but were told that the attacker would simply go on to fight. The weapon was taken for examination. The end. And for the Russian authorities, the people are like a toy. That's why no one cares about your feelings and your life. For example, the vice governor of Krasnoyarsk decided to share what he thinks about Siberians.
Are people born Krasnoyarsk residents, or do they become them?
As my boss once said, a Siberian is a feral coco. It's clear that all of us here in Krasnoyarsk are, yes, partly newcomers. Here, us or our ancestors. Yes, now, if I'm not mistaken, representatives of 169 nationalities live in Krasnoyarsk, in the Krasnoyarsk Krai. And as they say about America, that it's a melting pot, Siberia as a whole is a melting pot, Krasnoyarsk Krai is a melting pot. Therefore, the indigenous people here are the Kachin Tatars, the indigenous Kyrgyz who were once pushed out of here. And all of us are either newcomers or descendants of newcomers.
The Z-singer Vika Tsaiganova has already reacted to this.
It's interesting to watch how politicians accidentally let slip their real attitude towards the people. It manifests in different ways. Some introduce questionable initiatives to the State Duma, some play on their phones during meetings, and some manage to insult the population of an entire region with a seemingly harmless joke.
What do you think of that? If there are viewers from Siberia here, write your opinion about this in the comments. And here's a man in Thailand who definitely knows how to set up two-factor authentication. A 28-year-old resident of Bangkok put 2 metal rings on his penis because he was afraid his penis might be stolen, because it's too big. He assured the doctor that he was afraid of an attempt on his dignity because of its impressive size, but the protection system failed. The rings constricted the blood flow and he had to go to the hospital. The doctor spent more than an hour on him. But not all robbers are so brazen. Some are even modest, like this one in the Russian city of Novokuznetsk. A man in a mask and with a gun burst into a bank, and threatening with the weapon, demanded 100,000 rubles. The employees offered him to take more money, but he refused.
You don't need anything else?
Come on, that's it. That's enough. Give me the bag. Should I give it? Yes, give it.
But you needed all the money, right?
No, just this. That's it.
We have more money.
I don't need it.
Why?
No. Give me this, and that's it. I'm leaving.
What if this is a test?
Don't drag it out.
Wait, I don't understand. Maybe this is a test?
Come on, give it. Okay, let's do it this way. Whatever you've collected. If there's not much money here, it's enough. But they'll catch you if this isn't a test. Come on, give it.
Do you understand? I'll shoot her in the head right now.
He took exactly 100,000 and disappeared. Now they're looking for him. He's clearly heard the saying that greed gets you killed. But an official from the state committee in Bashkortostan wasn't so modest. He was detained for taking bribes of up to 2.5 million rubles. But when the security forces came for him, he said he was tired of waiting for them. Yes, and he even scolded the law enforcement officers for taking so long to find him.
How did you guys get in here? Well, I've been waiting for a long time. Yes. Well then, hands forward. We're putting handcuffs on you. You're coming with us now.